Welcome to the first Operation Arsenal of the new Premier League season. I really haven't missed that kind of nervous, anxious feeling towards the end of games. It wasn't a nice final 10 minutes and 7 minutes of added time as well with the new regulations, the new rules with time wasting, and oh my God. Yeah, really haven't missed that feeling. But what I have missed is that winning feeling. The first 3 points of the season, courtesy of Nketiah and Saka, the Hale End products. 2-1 win against Nottingham Forest. Now, first thing I want to say is brand new logo on the channel, new season, new content. I've decided that I want to make a conscious effort to do more football-related content and less gaming, FIFA or FC content. Now, that can change. I still absolutely love playing FC. I've been playing the beta or beta, sorry. And I'm still going to post career mode content. I want to do the Arsenal career mode and all that good stuff. But as you've seen over the last few months, I've definitely been doing more, transfer videos or just talking about real life football stories and things like that. So I think I'm coming of age. I'm leaving the gaming world a little bit. So hopefully you're excited because that means there's going to be more Arsenal related content. I want to do Operation Arsenal. I then want to do a match ratings series as well. I need to think of a nice hashtag name for that. And then I wouldn't mind doing something where every now and again I pop up with things we learnt or things to think about. Another kind of mini series that's always ongoing. I love Arsenal. This is my real passion, and hopefully you guys will be here along the ride. But let's talk about the game because we started off a little bit quietly. It was a little bit of a strange system on paper with Partey coming in for Gabriel, playing in the right back role, Timber at left back again. And of course it meant Nketiah started with no Jesus. But as I think a lot of people would have predicted, as I said as well, Partey was always going to step into midfield. We would see Saliba and White pretty much cover that back line with Timber and Rice covering gaps, and it really wasn't for at the back. It wasn't until Nottingham Forest had the ball, but if I scroll down, as you can see here, it didn't happen too often. Despite having such little possession, they actually created a lot of good chances, big chances. We had more chances, but they just weren't as good goal-scoring opportunities, and I really do have to emphasise that is why stats like expected goals are good indicators, but not always the most accurate thing. The reason this is so much higher, well, it's not so much, but the reason they've got a better expected goals than us is quite literally one or two chances. Their first chance in the first half where Johnson was through one-on-one with Ramsdale, that's a big expected goals return. And of course, the Awoniyi strike, their goal was pretty high expected goals as well. Really well done by Alanga. I'm actually going to start with Nottingham Forest because they are one of my tipped teams to be in the relegation fight this year. There's no doubt in my mind they're going to be in that kind of bottom six. But having seen them play today, I think they might do okay. I'm maybe being a bit harsh. I felt like their recruitment hasn't been as good as it could have been. Really impressed with Gibbs White. Again, Danilo is a really good signing. He was, of course, linked with Arsenal. Strong midfield of Mangala and Yates, although Yates was popping up on that right side a lot. Bolly is an absolute menace in the box. Worrell, very decent. McKenna is dirty. You see what he did to Saka. But they're man of the match, potentially. Matt Turner in goal made quite a good few saves. Maybe not man of the match for them, but definitely performed well. His first game against Arsenal, in his first game for his new club at the Emirates. I thought Nottingham Forest deserved to score today. I predicted they would score one. My prediction for the game was 3-1. I just felt like, we don't keep clean sheets at home, and it's an issue. It really is. But let's talk Arsenal. So the first goal, which was Nketiah, we need to discuss the Martinelli skill. At first when I saw it, I thought, there's no way he's just done a roulette and flicked it. He did. He meant it. He actually meant to do that. And it was the perfect layoff to Nketiah, who just stepped inside, whacked it straight almost down the middle. It kind of went through Turner's arms. A little bit unlucky. It took a slight deflection, but really good from Eddie Nketiah, who I thought, including from myself, does get quite a lot of criticism when maybe it's not warranted. he's not an elite striker, but he's still pretty young. He still has a lot of potential, and he has scored again. I mean, it's as simple as that. He's playing striker for Arsenal and he's scoring goals. What more do you want? I think a bit more off the ball would be nice, if I'm honest. But he was really good. I have no issues with Nketiah playing today and having a good game. I kind of thought when I saw the lineup that maybe Trossard would have been better, or even Havertz playing as the centre forward and then having someone else in midfield. But the first goal was really well worked, and I was very happy for Nketiah. And then literally just a few moments later, Saka doubled the lead, and I mean, from this kind of position here, just curled into the top left corner. Turner, no chance. And you could see when Turner basically started to pick himself up off the floor, he's just like, it's like training again, isn't it? It's just like training again. I can't imagine how many times Saka does that in training. It must be so difficult to try and stop, because if you're standing too far to the right to try and stop those curling efforts, he'll just go near post instead. Really good finish from Saka, who got man of the match, first game of the season, first man of the match award, and his first goal for the season, along with Nketiah. Really, really happy for both of them. Declan Rice was fantastic in midfield. I thought Partey had an even better game than Rice. One thing I would say about Rice, he's going to score goals. He is going to get a lot of goals from midfield if he plays like he did today. 2 or 3 times he could have scored. Turner making a few good saves. Ødegaard wasn't his most dominant performance ever, but he was always popping up in dangerous positions. Did feel like he was playing a slightly deeper role. I think when Havertz is on the pitch with Ødegaard, it maybe does need to be a little bit more strict in terms of where Ødegaard will drift and where Havertz will drift. Saliba, absolutely fantastic again. I thought he was, I mean, you could argue he probably deserved man of the match as well. Ramsdale on the goal. The positioning wasn't ideal, if I'm being honest, but maybe I'm being harsh. In terms of players that came on, we only made 3 subs today. Tomiyasu came on for Timber, who we're going to talk about in a moment. Trossard came on and actually did really well. I think Trossard should be starting right now. I really do. It's just how? Where? Havertz up front, Trossard in that number 8 role? I don't know. And Gabriel came on and just, helped us get to the end of the game, because this happened. There was a lot of anxiety at the end, for sure. Let's talk about Timber then. It's not good news, guys. It really isn't. He's pulled up without any kind of impact at the time. He picked up a slight injury before half-time. He walked off the pitch, walked back on the pitch, and went in at the break. And to be fair, I thought, okay, surely he'll be all right. I'm regretting that he came out in the second half, because clearly he wasn't quite right. He receives the ball just a few minutes into the second half, and you can see he put some weight on his right leg, and the knee kind of buckled underneath him, and he had to lay down. And honestly, guys, I think minimum we're looking at a few weeks there, and that would be good. That would be best case scenario. This is not going to be a couple of days out with a bruise or whatever. But honestly, I do have flashbacks. This is like, Bellerin with the ACL, and if Timber's out with an ACL, I'm going to seriously consider what's going on because too many players are getting them. I was going to say something a lot more drastic there. Timber has been, I think, our best signing so far. I've really, really enjoyed his performances, and to see him going off and, he looked devastated and all the players were surrounding him, and I thought that was really good to see. And he was excellent again. Just such a good player. Really, really happy with him. Let's go into some of your tweets. As usual, please do follow me on Twitter and on Instagram. The links are down below. Operation Arsenal comments do get into the video, if they're good ones. Mohammed says Timber was solid until his injury. Saka and Martinelli will absolutely cook this season like they did last year. I think Ødegaard didn't have as many shots. He seemed to play a deeper role. Yeah, I mean, I think I mentioned it. I think with Havertz, it doesn't quite work out with them both drifting into the 10 role. But agree on Timber. Saka and Martinelli off to a great start. If only Martinelli got a goal as well, that would have been great. But yes, I do agree. Leo says, should have been more looking back at it. Really, though? Can't remember many other huge chances. We did need to create more today against a team with 7 defenders, though. We've got to keep clean sheets at home. Other than that, 3 points. On to Palace. Yeah, this is a thing. This is a thing, guys. I said it in my live stream, which, by the way, I'm going to be streaming most Arsenal games, watch-alongs. So make sure you watch out for that. But Last season, we were genuinely a better team away from home, which I'm not going to complain about because that is still really good. Being away from home and winning games, perfect. But why are we unable to keep clean sheets at home? It is an issue, and I'm hoping that Arteta and the staff will really try and work that out, because we can't be conceding goals at home like that, especially when it comes to having more quality opposition. Nottingham Forest aren't exactly the best, are they? Austin says, it was refreshing seeing how quick we attempted to win the ball back when we were not in possession. True, there was a real good urgency, and I think Declan Rice brings that. When we're in the mood, we're absolutely unplayable. For 79 minutes, we were in control like last season. But like last season, we became too sloppy late on. AR positioning, Aaron Ramsdale positioning at the low near post is poor. I've said this a couple of times. I don't like Ramsdale's positioning near post. It always seems to end up with a goal. It's frustrating because I think he's such a good goalkeeper, but he hasn't worked on that. It feels like it's just his weakness. And teams will know. They will know. And then Joshy says Timber injury looks worrying. It really does. It's a scary moment. First game back and we've got potentially a serious injury. Hopefully everything will be okay. And he'll be back soon. But I'm super worried that's an ACL, and then we wouldn't see him until after Christmas minimum. So hopefully, fingers crossed, Timber's all good. But we start off with a win, guys. It wasn't quite as good as City's win, of course. We're going to be keeping up with City as much as we can this season and hopefully staying ahead of them again to the end. But with their 3-0 win, they take the advantage at the start. But the thing is, guys, 3 points. That's all that matters. We've lost opening games before, and I hate it. It's good to start off with a win. And thank you for watching, guys. I'll be back with match ratings and things we've learnt at some point soon.